All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Bev Boys, your one-stop shop for all your energy drink needs. I'm Christian.
I'm Brian.
And we are the Bev Boys. Let's go. Today, special guest is going to be Monster Energy Ultra. What is that? Ultra Strawberry Dreams. Home run with the name here. So, obviously, Monster, the OG daddy of all energy drinks, to be honest with you. The Ultra line, obviously the OG White Monster, every YouTube, fitness YouTubers, pretty much signature energy drink, to be honest with you. And then they have continued to expand on the Ultra line, zero sugar, as always, to a bunch of different flavors. If we're being honest here, overall line, the Monster Ultra is probably going to be up there for me just because they have so many, really solid flavors. I like the taste, the price, it's pretty good. So, looking at the aesthetics of the can, this nice light pink color that I'm actually kind of a fan of. Usually when you think pink, you think more feminine and girly, but I feel like this looks good. It's got the classic claw marks in the silver. The top, more of a red color, which I kind of like. And then pink, obviously with the Monster Ultra, you always have that nice texture on the can.
Some good grooves.
Some good grooves there, baby.
I gotta get one more.
Yep, feel it up. No energy drinks were harmed in the making of this video. But yeah, some strawberries on there. Definitely gives off that strawberry vibe, which I think is good.
Little skull on top of that strawberry.
Yeah, a little skull with the, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the Monster cans. It's the OG logo. It just looks sick. Classic 16-ounce can. Pretty standard. Ultra Strawberry Dreams.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of obviously the graffiti that you see on some things, but it really there's no rhyme or reason why it does, but for some reason it just triggers almost like a sugar skull with a little bit of Alice in Wonderland in there. I didn't think I was gonna like the pink can. I didn't, but
I feel like they do it well. I feel like it
works.
caters to all demographics, all populations,
it really works. It's artsy, it's different, it's cool. I know in a previous episode we talked about, Monster talking about hipsters and things like that on the back of their can, on their label. I feel like this is one that you kind of see a hipster kind of have. It's different enough, it's kind of counterculture of what typically Monster would be.
Yep.
It's super busy. There's a lot of intricate small pieces of art in the can, different details like strawberries added into skulls and things like that. And I know we mentioned in the Alani Nu episode, theirs was just too much, but no kind of central theme.
Right.
Whereas the can,
everything comes back to that Monster logo that just kind of ties it together. This is the first thing you see. You see the M, then you look at everything else. This is definitely the right way to do busy. I think both of us could definitely agree. We got to read the story on the back as always. It's different for every flavor. It's okay. So, some people swear that strawberries are aphrodisiacs. They say if you share a double strawberry with someone, then they'll catch feelings for you. All we know is that the flavor of heart-shaped fruit is perfect for a new sugar ultra. Wonderfully sweet while slightly tart. This easy drinking ultra tastes like a dream. Passionately crafted with the Monster Energy blend you crave. Take one sip and you'll be crazy. For Ultra Strawberry Dreams, unleash the beast.
one thing I'm kind of hoping, this is just me on wordplay, but the Strawberry Dreams, I kind of hope there's a little bit of cream.
Yeah, strawberries and cream.
A vanilla kind of flavor in there. I'm hoping for it. I've truthfully never had the can. It just popped at me. I wanted to try it. But if we kind of go back to the details of the can, on the back, obviously we have our nutrition label and the ingredient list. It's pretty standard, just online with almost every other Monster. It's going to be it's an Ultra Zero, so it's going to be, I think it's attempting to be a zero sugar. There is 6 grams of carbohydrates in here. Total sugars is going to be 0. That's the cornerstone of the Ultra Zero line. There's also 0% juice. That's clearly stated back there as well. 10 calories for a 16-ounce can. 260 milligrams of sodium. The saltiness in there, I believe, is where they're kind of flipping towards it can be used for athletics. You'll have that kind of sodium intake in there. 0 grams of protein, 2 grams of erythritol versus the sucralose. So that could be one of those things. It definitely kind of messed up the flavor when we did the Alani Nu review. You could really taste it. So I hope it's not going to be too sweet. That's one of the things I'm really hoping for. Obviously, fat's going to be 0. And then your B vitamins, cornerstone of not only Monster, but every energy drink out there. They're going to load it up with B vitamins and pantothenic acid, which is B vitamin or vitamin B5.
It's cheap.
It's a cheap ingredient that you can add in, kind of supplements the caffeine intake, and just kind of helps towards that like energy matrix. And then carnitine, L-carnitine is going to be in there. That's really marketed towards like an appetite kind of suppressant. And then obviously there's going to be taurine in there. I know that taurine has been used between like different hydration products as well as like ingredients in energy drinks for a little bit of hydration. I know a lot of people kind of get scared of caffeine, that it's going to dehydrate you. So they kind of use that to kind of negate the fact that it's just an energy drink. If I'm going through here, trying to find our caffeine content list, looks like about 150 milligrams per can. So again, middle of the road, not going to be too much, of like getting a 16-ounce Diet Coke can where it's going to be like 90 milligrams. But we're not going to even break into that like the Alani Nu of being 200, where I feel like 200 is going to be a really like sweet spot to hit an energy drink and kind of kill that market. 150 is just going to be a little bit low for me, in my opinion, but I am going to be a little bit more of a caffeine addict than somebody else. But going in, carbonated water, obviously one of those big ones. Erythritol is going to be your second ingredient on that list. So obviously it's going to be a pretty hefty kind of dose of that with that 2 grams. I hope, again, not being too sweet. Maybe it's balanced out by the citric acid, which is the next ingredient. And then your taurine, your sodium citrate, other natural flavors. Ginseng is also going to be in there. I don't think we've seen that on a label as of late, at least not up that high.
Right.
So it could be nice to have some ginseng in there, kind of give you a little bit of natural balance on that energy. And then they obviously kind of go into other different sweeteners and some different acids in there, and then juice coloring, things like that. I believe most of the Monster Zero line is probably around $2.39 to $2.59 a can, give or take.
Yep.
If you're in a gas station trying to get a cold one, or if you're at Walmart or Target trying to get, just buy one off the shelf and just kind of throw it in the grocery list.
Definitely a lot of 2 for $5 deals if you go to a gas station, or even like a 3 for $6.50 on these Monsters.
These were 2 for $8.
2 for $8?
Not 2 for $8. Sorry, they were 2 for. It was like 4 for $8 or something like that.
Damn.
So they were knocking them down to like $2 a can.
That's
I know
really
I
good.
just butchered the hell out of that, but
Yeah, well under $3.
For under
one of the
$3,
cheaper energy drinks, and it's also a solid pick as far as most people would concern it.
I love the red kind of top that comes on there. I know it's a little bit harder to see. Some of our lights kind of shut off in here, but we are where we are. Pink can, red top, black tab. It's a pretty sick looking can. Christian, if you want to,
let's pop that top.
let's pop that top.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna get a little under the cam there. Oh, I like that. That's, ugh.
Daddy like.
Yep. I love when you see the little like smoke from the carbonation come out of, almost like if you open up like a big like beer cave and
All that like the cold air.
Yes, I love it. So
No splash.
no splash. I like it. Nothing even no residue on the rim even.
Kind of
Bonus points.
Yeah.
I like the smell. It smells.
It reminds me of kind of like the rosé flavor.
Yeah, it's similar to that. Obviously the can. So the color is definitely interesting.
I would have thought a little bit more kind of like artificially pink than this.
Yeah, it almost. I'm not gonna say it almost matches the color of the can, but
It's pretty close.
It's
even
very
lighter.
yeah. It's like a pale. It's almost like if you like the OG White Monster, it's probably closer to that than the color
With
of
just
this
like
can.
a hint of pink.
Yes.
So that's kind of one of those things here. Versus I believe we have one back here from the previous episode we just actually recorded in bulk. But if I take the Alani Nu and I'm going in here, like there's a staunch color difference.
Yep, that looks like Pepto-Bismol compared to some.
Like, I mean,
that makes it almost look like a peach tint.
I would like. I'm not gonna go as far to say that, but it makes you think of the cans as like this is almost a more natural, like it's a more natural color than the Alani Nu, which I'm definitely not gonna drink.
Yep, Brian hates it.
But yeah, I definitely do like it. But
Now for the
taste test.
Yep. All right, here we go. One thing I love about the Monsters is they have that enough carbonation where it's like, you know it's carbonated, but it's like you could kind of gas a whole can like pretty quickly and not feel like you need to like burp 17
essentially
times.
a ton.
Yes.
I'll say one thing about this. It tastes less like strawberry flavoring and more like you ate a strawberry.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Like when you have like a strawberry flavored candy or anything, that goes for any flavor. It's always like they put the actual thing and put it on steroids. Like it's not.
It's like overpowering.
Yeah, this is like.
It's very, like, again, like the coloring definitely supplements it, and maybe it's just me thinking about it, but it definitely tastes like you're eating the fruit versus drinking a strawberry flavored candy.
Yeah, it's almost like I do get a hint of like the White Monster with a little strawberry added in. You know,
there's it's a really distinct strawberry aftertaste. Like that's a big thing. Is like if you sip it.
Yes. It's
You
nice
put it
and
down.
light, nice and crisp.
This is a great one for like a hot summer's day, right? Maybe doing some yard work, you're getting a little tired, you've already had a Miller Lite, maybe 7, 14, whatever. Dad comes out, mom comes out and says, hey, I need you to do this instead. You got to kind of get back into it, or your wife comes out and yells at you, or you got to go to the gym after. You can crack one of these and it's not going to be like, wow, it's too much for 90 degrees. I
like it a lot. Like I said, I'm a big fan of like the Ultra line. I like a lot. There's only a couple flavors that I wouldn't really be okay with having on a pretty consistent basis. They really don't miss, in my opinion.
I'm usually more so with the Monster Ultras. I'm more so like heartbroken when they like discontinue a flavor. Like one of the cans that we kind of like argue about time to time is the pineapple, the gold can. I know Christian he's not a huge fan
of it.
I love it. I thought it was a spectacular flavor. But I mean, this is up there, man. Like the white is great. Blue, I'm a pretty big fan of. I think they had like a pitch black flavor. Where it was a black can.
I like the purple. The
purple is great.
And the green, the lime green.
The like kiwi apple one. That's a
Underrated.
great flavor. I'm not a huge fan of the orange one. But I'm biased more towards like orange flavored drinks. Like they're never bad. It's just never been my favorite.
I'm trying to think.
And the fruit punch one, it's whatever. I'm not a big fruit punch fan.
It's all right.
But
I do
even
like,
for a fruit punch, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I like the Fiesta mango one, like the teal can. That one's not bad. I'm usually not a huge mango person, but they do a good mango flavor in my opinion.
I'm a big fan of that purple can. I think it's a grape.
It's grape, yeah. I like it a lot. It's up there for me.
Like a grape crush.
Yep.
This is way up there for me. I mean, this is
big fan. I like it a lot.
Price per can is spectacular. Your caffeine content is obviously going to be low. That's one of the cornerstones of Monsters. It's going to only be about 150 per can. I think even like the low carb is like 140.
Yep, they're all around that 150 mark.
Around that like mid tier of not going to break over the 200 threshold, but definitely not going to be under 100. Flavor wise, I mean, this is just spectacular. I can't get enough of it.
It's smooth. It's flavorful.
It's light. It's crispy.
Yep.
I can really tell like that little bit of like White Monster kind of grapefruit.
I know.
Like to start it, and maybe that's kind of the secret to what they do is they kind of start with that white flavor and just add things into it to create the new flavors. I think I'm gonna give this a pretty high ranking, to be honest. Like off flavor alone, I think it would be higher. Like
for sure.
Flavor alone, I think I'm going like 8.3.
Yeah, it's up there for me.
But if I go with like the
energy and the energy blend,
I think I'm gonna go 7.7.
Yeah, for me it's gonna still be around. I'm gonna go like a 7.5. I like the flavor a lot. Obviously, it's pretty cheap. This goes to energy drinks. The can looks sick. The main thing that's gonna hold it back for me is just there's a little bit more caffeine. I like ones that are around like 200. That's kind of the sweet spot for me. And maybe I'm just biased because a lot of these new energy drinks are coming out with more of the nootropic blends, and for me, I can really tell a difference between those and something like this. So that hurts it a little bit, but still definitely a really solid drink. 7.5 for me. Big fan.
I think if Monster turned a corner and they want to kind of enter the gaming industry, hitting some nootropics and some
Yep.
good doses,
They got to change their blends.
if they change the performance blend, I think.
Which maybe they don't do it with this, or they come up with a separate line. That might be the move for them, because they could definitely do that. I mean, I would think they would have enough money to do that for sure. So
That'd be my suggestion, because it's hard for them to miss on a flavor,
Yep.
and they can always price incredibly well, and maybe that's just the distribution aspect that they can move numbers, whatever it might be. But yeah, that's a review.
it's the Monster Ultra Strawberry Dreams. Catch you next time. Peace.